and this is a game all about building up a city during the apocalypse. And in this game, each player is going to be choosing their own asymmetrical faction with their own special abilities, but also with their own set of structure cards. But in addition to your faction and your faction's cards, each player is going to have their own building area, which is going to be represented by a grid of tiles in front of them. And players are going to start by putting out their building cards in that area face down, which is going to represent rubble that players will be able to explore. And the game plays over 7 to 10 rounds where players will be sending out their workers to the different areas in their player area in order to flip up those rubble cards and discover the structures that are underneath. Discovering those structures will grant you different resources, but then that also grants you that structure card, which will go into your personal supply and allow you to build that structure later. And the actions that the players perform are going to be limited by the workers that they have available to them, because each of your actions will require a worker, and even digging up the different ruins might require a different amount of workers depending on the colored card that you are digging up. And to actually build one of the buildings that you've acquired, it's going to require a worker as well as the resources to go along with it. And there's going to be some base amount of these resources that you'll need just to build that building to begin with. But you can also reinforce those buildings by using more stone, which is pretty helpful in an apocalyptic world. But you can also add more glass to the buildings, which isn't going to help so much with their structure, but it does make them worth more victory points if they're able to survive the apocalyptic event, which is doomed to happen. Because as players are drawing the cards throughout the game, you're going to eventually get to the meteor card, which is going to trigger the end of the game and cause all the players' boards to get hit by an apocalyptic meteor. Some players' cities might fare better than others depending on how well they're able to build and reinforce those buildings, and then players are going to be scoring victory points based on what remains. And of course, the player with the most victory points wins, and if you want to check this one out, you can check it out on BackerKit, and I'll have a link to this campaign in the description below.